Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson are no strangers to controversy, especially after all the cheating and paternity scandals that she has endured for years. But their relationship rollercoaster sparks a complicated question. Why would a woman stay with a man who cheats? Let's find out. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. We need a quick recap of Khloe and Tristan's relationship so we can get up to speed and you can understand the severity of the situation. In 2016, they began to fuel romance rumors as they were spotted vacationing together in Mexico. Then, for Halloween, they put their relationship in full display on social media. You know, the formal way of doing it these days. Barely just 1 year later, on September 2017, there were rumors that she was pregnant with her first child. But in 2018, just days before the arrival of the couple's daughter, the report explodes. Tristan is allegedly cheating on Khloe with other women. Kim Kardashian reacted to the news, telling her sister that there was a video of Tristan making out with a girl. But you know how it is. The arrival of their daughter put all these escapades in the rearview mirror, and Khloe decided to give Tristan another chance, precisely for the sake of True, their daughter. In fact, this is one of the most common reasons women stay with cheating men, because they want the relationship to work for the sake of the kids. But in the case of Khloe and Tristan, it just went downhill from there. But well, May 2018, another chance. 1 month after Tristan's scandal, a source reveals that they are not calling it quits, and they will try to put the pieces back together for the sake of their daughter. Pay attention to the wording. Khloe desperately wants things to work and wants to have a complete family. Yeah, the word desperately is enough of a red flag, and the argument of having a complete family only works under the presumption of respect, because otherwise it's just a facade. Well, we are talking about one of the Kardashians, and facades are part of their business, and that business requires that you are as public as possible. That's where real problems begin to surface. Because one fan pointed out what she thought of the second chance. I love, adore, and root for Khloe, but I'm so disappointed she stayed with that waste man Tristan. She preaches about women knowing their self-worth and when to walk away, but when it's time to walk the walk, she's a hypocrite. Well, maybe that was a bit harsh at the end. What is relevant is one critical word: self-worth. Khloe responded, "Not exactly, Queen Persian. You have no knowledge of what goes on in our household or the enormous rebuilding this takes to even coexist. I'm proud of my strength. I appreciate your opinion, and I hope you hold that same opinion to everyone else who has stayed in situations." Again, she's not wrong. We can't possibly know what goes on people's households and private... Oh... I need to ask, why do we have to know this? Jesus! Well, there are worse things than imagining Pete shagging Kim. So 10 months after welcoming their daughter, Khloe and Tristan break up amid claims that he cheated on her once again with Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordyn Woods. At the time, it was reported that the couple would remain focused on co-parenting. So far, so good, right? Grown-up decisions. They even went so far as to quarantine together amid the coronavirus pandemic in 2020. Well, I guess that they got too cozy because in January 2021, they announced they were planning a second baby. And in March, they had made the first step for in vitro fertilization for that matter. But you just had to wait 2 months. In June, they broke up again following reports that he was allegedly spotted entering a bedroom with 3 women at Nessel Beezer's party. At this point, Khloe was apparently fed up with him and said that they had been working through the cheating rumors, but he had lost all her trust. I want to stress the fact that by June 2021, when they still hadn't started that second baby journey with a surrogate, which was the original plan, Khloe said that the relationship could not be repaired. She was vocal about this, and I quote, "She's done and says she will not go back." Spoiler alert! They went back in October. Now, nobody can judge other person's decisions, especially if we don't know or don't have contact with them. But, girl, you're setting yourself up for a crushing heartbreak. And she said it herself. We just got back together. He's been going to therapy a lot. There's just been a lot of effort on his part. As she was building her dream home for her daughter, hoping that Tristan could live with them. Because this is not a woman that depends on a man or any man. She's got a net worth of $60 million. And guess what? It gets worse. They sealed the deal of a second baby via surrogate in November 2021. But 1 month later, he was sued by a woman claiming he fathered her child. She says they had been together while celebrating his 30th birthday back in March. Yes, the time when they published all those pictures of a happy, complete family. After the paternity test confirmed everything, he went on a public apology. You don't deserve the heartache and humiliation I have caused you. You don't deserve the way I have treated you over the years. My actions certainly have not lined up with the way I view you. You know, the usual stuff. Her reaction was revealed in the season finale of The Kardashians, saying that she didn't know about anything before news broke worldwide in December. A courtesy would be not doing it, but fine, if you do it, you're not even going to give me a heads up before the rest of the world? It's humiliating. We circle back to our original question, why a woman stays with a cheater, especially when she's got money, power, a circle of, more or less trust, and she doesn't need him. Well, I already mentioned that one of the reasons is for the children. In Khloé's case, she claims that she wanted her daughter to have her father close. And the idea of a second baby, even if their relationship was beyond reparations at that point, is to give her a sibling from the same father. Maybe she wanted to make Father's Day easier. Who knows? But even if you're staying with the cheater for the kids, it's imperative that relationship is rebuilt with respect. Sadly, trust will never be the same, and a great analogy is a 1,000 pieces puzzle that is missing one of them. You can build the puzzle as many times as you want, but it will never be the same. Sadly, the situation of many women is way more complicated than this, especially when we take into account the sunk cost fallacy. This error in judgment happens when you feel like you have invested so much in something that you have no other option but to keep investing time and energy into it. Sort of watching Thunder Force more than halfway through and deciding to stay just to see if it will be that bad until the end. So a woman could feel like she's been way too emotionally invested in her partner and the relationship has been a priority for her. So she thinks, am I going to throw this all away? And then, in the name of something that already happened and even hurt her feelings and her self-worth, she's willing to keep giving chances. She can't imagine building a new life without him, and it's much more difficult when she loves his family, which is surprisingly common. She fears of letting them down. Sometimes that investment is a real investment because they could be business partners, which complicates things to levels not seen outside Twin Peaks plot. But so far, every single hurdle is outside you. Yes, kids are going to be paramount, but a woman should never sacrifice her self-worth and much less the respect that she has earned, because I'm sure that no woman would like her children to make such a decision. As usual, every case is different, and this is almost never a matter of black and white, or I'm good, you're bad. It always helps to go to a specialist and be clear about how you plan to rebuild your relationship. And if there are gonna be second chances, the one receiving them must live up to them. If you want to refine your observation skills, all you have to do is download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas and it will always be a pleasure, my body language buddies. Much love and bliss.